Hello, and welcome to 2024. This is my fourth year releasing this moon phase calendar. My dog loves it. I love it. I hope you love it. Tito, get out of the shot. And yeah, I would just love to share a little bit more about it. I have these travel size available still on my website. I sold out of the larger size. And over the years, I have learned different ways that people use this calendar. Originally, I was using it, I created it, and I was promoting it as a menstrual tracking tool. And I still personally use it for that reason. And I have many women, some who have actually gotten pregnant with the assistance of this calendar, use it for that reason. And when I use it like that, and what I'll do is I will mark the days that I'm bleeding in red each month. So here are the months up top. Here are the days of the month, the numbers on the side. And down below, we actually have the new moon and the full moon and the zodiac sign it is in each month. So it's a nice little intro into learning a little bit more about astrology and what the full moon or the new moon is indicating. I'm no astrologer, but this has been a really nice bite-sized way to at least explore the full and the new moon and what sign they're in, maybe what element they're in, if it's fire, water, earth. Oh, he's got something in his paw. So, as I was saying, for tracking your menstrual cycle with this calendar, I can mark the days I'm bleeding with a red marker, and over time, I'll see exactly how many days I have on average between bleeding. I'm a pretty regular cycle, so it's averaging 28 days more or less. And so from there, if I can anticipate I'll be bleeding 28 days later from the period I'm having, I can also predict when I'm most likely to have my ovulation days. And those days I like to mark in green. And we can plan ahead to have plenty of sex on those days if we're looking to get pregnant. We can avoid sex on those days if we're looking to not get pregnant. Essentially, wherever you are in your journey, this calendar can help you. I've also had people who are going through menopause track just to see how things are shifting. And especially if you buy one every year, which thank you to those of you who do. I've used mine for the last 4 years, and I've seen significant shifts during times of great stress, or if I'm shifting locations, especially, I saw a correlation between a really traumatic relationship stress and my cycle, which put me on a new cycle, and I'm back to 28 days now. But it's just so cool to see that over the years, and it's a whole year in one small piece of art. And I feel like with apps and things like that, you can get the data, but there's something missing when you can't just see your visual, and it becomes sort of like a wave, especially if you're coloring it in red. So I love seeing the visual. I've had people track different cycles in terms of their emotions, in terms of their frustration levels, depression levels, and what seems erratic or misunderstood actually sometimes does have a rhythm. And sometimes it's right when your hormone levels change in the middle of the month that all of a sudden you're super frustrated. I've actually started to use my calendar in addition to testing P strips and seeing if my LH hormone's changing. So I can also mark some of my LH info. You could just pick a color. So I usually do red for my bleeding days, green for my ovulation days, and then if I have a spike in my LH, I could pick any color, orange. So I just started that a couple months ago. So maybe my 2024 will have all three of those colors tracking. I know people who have used it to test the tides and see where the water might be at, if they're surfers or lobster divers. And of course, people use it just to see, oh, when's the new moon gonna be? The moon's looking really small. I think it's gonna be a couple days. You can see right here, those moons that have a circle with nothing in it, those are the new moons. Or, when's that full moon gonna be? I hope it's the weekend. I wanna go camping and I love full moons. You can really plan your life around the cycles of nature, which just makes so much sense other than planning it on your to-do list or the concrete jungle or Yeah, just the external obligations. I feel like this being a moon calendar, it's really about honoring our internal cycles and connecting those with the cycles of our world, which really does navigate our days. We have sun, we can work, we have nighttime, we can sleep. You know, we are on a circadian rhythm every day. What else? Oh, I also, so these are things I've just gotten feedback of, and I just wanted to share because I think only promoting this to menstruators is a little bit limiting. I have had men and women and non binary people share with me that they just love that this opens up a conversation with their children, with their spouses, with their boyfriends, with their lovers, with their polyamorous relationships, because you can kind of talk about. I actually used to have this on my, I still do have it in my refrigerator in my mobile home, but I've always had it on my fridge. So it's a really kind of public way of opening up a conversation, sharing information. I mean, literally, my past partners could just see on there, like, if I'm, when I was bleeding, when I expect to be ovulating, and yeah, it normalizes it, it breaks the taboo. I freaking love my calendar. I barely pull it off this year because of how busy my schedule has gotten, but I'm so grateful. I plan to do one every year. If you want one, go to artbyadelaide.com. The travel size are available, and I will not be making another print order this year, so get yours while supplies last. And thank you all for the support. For everyone who has gotten a moon calendar, who has gifted a moon calendar, it's subtle little piece of art merchandise, but it's also really profound, and it's something that I'm going to keep creating for myself, and I know other girlfriends and boyfriends and people feel the same. So yeah, cheers to 2024 and many more.